Good afternoon, guys. My name is Carlos Mendez, and today I'm going to be reading the subtitles of an intermediate level English. It's about present simple and present continuous. This is the first lesson, B1, B2. So I'm going to start. Hello, dear students. Welcome to our Maiko B1, B2 intermediate English lessons. The topic of our first lesson is simple present tense and present continuous tense. So let's begin. In English, we use the simple present tense to express our habits, repetitive actions, regular jobs, and regular activities. For example, I usually have breakfast with my family early in the morning. This is a regular repetitive activity. Another example, my sister always wears eyeglasses. We also always use the simple present tense for generalizations, information that doesn't change accuracy, meaning information that is always true, and scientific facts. I'm sorry, it's an ad right now, so I'm going to. Okay, for example, Edinburgh is an ancient city in Scotland. Edinburgh being an ancient city is an information that is always accurate. It doesn't change. Another example, water boils at 100 degrees. Water boils at 100 degrees is a scientific fact. The simple present tense can also be used to describe events or situations in the form of a story. For example, the thief opens the door and walks in slowly. He looks around carefully. Or Maria hears the voice and she rushes out. The cat is there. It is under the tree. We also use the simple present tense when talking about events that take place according to a specific timetable, schedule, or plan. For example, the train to Brighton leaves at 9 a.m. The train is a set plan on a set time on a set timetable. This means it doesn't change according to what I want or you want it. It's made by the train station. The bus from London arrives at Terminal 5. Again, this is scheduled, planned information. Now, let's have a look at present continuous tense. Present continuous tense can be also called progressive tense, and we use it to describe situations that are happening right now as we are speaking or as we are in the moment. For example, Zach is studying for his English exam now, or Monica isn't crying at the moment, she is sleeping. Present continuous tense can also be used to describe temporary or short-term actions. These actions don't have to be happening in the moment, but they're action we have been doing recently. For example, how are you spending your day at home during the pandemic? I am reading different books. Or Is Maria working on any special projects nowadays? Yes, she is. She's working on unnamed area vehicles. We also use present continuous to speak about definite, intended, planned, future situations. This just means if I know for sure I'm going to do something in the near future, I can use present continuous. For example, what are we doing after work? Do you have a plan? We are meeting Jen and Joseph at 7 p.m. Or are you coming to the party tomorrow? I'm not going to the party tomorrow. I'm going out of the city. It is also possible to use present continuous to complain or show discomfort about an action or situation. In this case, I will use present continuous with the adverbs always or forever. For example, I don't like them because they are always complaining. They they are always complaining as me showing my negative feelings about them complaining. Or I hate Jason. He's constantly wearing my jacket without asking me. Constantly wearing. Or he is forever coming late for his appointments. He is forever coming late for his appointments. Now let's compare the grammatical structure of simple present tense and present continuous tense. Let's start with positive sentences. When I have a positive sentence in the simple present, all I have is my subject plus the verb and the rest of my sentence. When I have present continuous, I have my subject, be, verb, ing, and the rest of the sentence. Both of them are pretty simple. Let's look at these examples. First, with simple present we have I always clean my house. I always clean my house is a routine or habit. I am cleaning my house now. Present continuous or progressive tense is something that is happening in this moment. You never clean your house again. Simple present. You are cleaning your house. You are cleaning. Beaver peer is are cleaning with an ing ending. And this is how it continues. Notice for he, she, it, in simple present we have an S at the end of the verb. She lives in central London. He goes skiing in winter. It rains every day here. But in present progressive we see that the same ing ending is maintained. She's talking to me. He is talking to me. It is raining at the moment. We go to school in the mornings. We are we are going to school now. They go on holidays in the summer and they are driving to work now. So the difference here with positive sentences is that I will have my subject, verb, and the rest of my sentence. Maybe I will have an S if I am in the he, she, it subject for simple present tense. For present continuous or present progressive, I have my ing ending and my be verb I am is are. Now let's look at negative sentences. To make a sentence negative in the simple present tense, I add do not or don't contracted versions. To make a negative sentence in the present progressive, I use be, bear, not, for example, I don't play the piano every day. I am not playing the piano now. I don't play do. I don't play don't, and I am not playing the piano now. So my ing ending stays the same. You don't tidy your room. You are not tidying your room now. She doesn't eat. She doesn't eat steak. Doesn't is a contracted version of does not because she eat does not. He doesn't like insects and it doesn't snow here. On the other hand, she is not eating steak. He isn't talking at the moment. It isn't snowing here. It's not. We don't live in Turkey. We are not working in the office. You don't have enough time. You aren't looking at me. And they don't clean the streets. They aren't cleaning the streets. Now, let's look at questions form. To make a question in the simple present tense, we use do. Do at the beginning of our sentence, word like a question words. Do you like ice cream? Do they live in New York? For present continuous or progressive, we use our be verb am, is, are. For example, am I doing something wrong? Are you? There is an ad. I'm going to close it. Okay. Are they talking to me? Are they coming in today? Again, for he, she, it, we're going to see does. Does he wake up early every day? Does she study at a university? Does it rain a lot in your country? With he, she, it, on the progressive side, is going to be is. Is he waking up now? Is she studying for her exam? Is it raining today? Now, with all of these different examples and structures, we saw a lot of contractions, meaning shortened versions. The first group we saw was our pronoun plus be verb, our subject plus be verb. In other words, for example, I am becomes I'm working. He is his. Apostrophe is. He is lying. She is she's. Apostrophe is she's working. It is it's. It's sleeping. You are your. Apostrophe re. You're going. We're, apostrophe re, we're coming. They are there, apostrophe re, they're talking. The next rule we saw was do not. Do not can become don't or doesn't. Does not, doesn't. Do not, don't. He does not, he doesn't. He doesn't work. She does not, she doesn't, she doesn't work. It does not, it doesn't work. I do not, I don't speak. You do not, you don't speak. We do not, we don't speak. And they do not, they don't speak. And lastly, we saw beaver plus not. Is not becomes isn't. He isn't talking. Or are not becomes aren't. They aren't working. Now, here's an important thing to remember. I'm not am is not possible in English. It doesn't exist. That's why with I'm not, the contraction is always with I I'm not. And that is the information about simple present tense and present continuous progressive tense. Now let's do an activity together to make sure we all understand. So we have some sentences here and we're going to put them in the right order. Let's start with number 1. I skate Daniela at the moment. At the moment is our first clue that shows us it's something happening right now. For something happening right now, we use, that's correct, present continuous or progressive tense. Is Daniela ice skating at the moment? Ice skating, ing ending. Number 2, sometimes Garden Brian organize parties. Sometimes is also a clue here. It shows us something that can happen occasionally. For occasional situations, again, we use simple present tense. Brian sometimes organizes garden parties. Number 3, watch you all documentary books. A now is the key word. Now is the key word. Are you watching a documentary about all books now? Number 4, Mother University that teach you at chemistry, and we have a question mark which shows us is the question. Does your mother teach chemistry at the university? Number 5, at the moment not packed. They suitcase at the moment is our clue. They aren't packing their suitcases at the moment. Remember, aren't is the contracted version of are not. Number 6. Oh, there is an ad again. Hold on. Just give me a moment. Okay. At the moment is our clue. They aren't packing their suit packets at the moment. Are not. Number 6. 8 meet hall with heater at in front of evening that this. We are meeting in front of the theater hall at 8 this evening. This evening shows us a close future plans. For close future plans, we can use present continuous. Number 7. Madrid 6 a.m. The plane had to take off Saturday. Every 6 a.m. every show us it's something that schedule. For schedule events and situations, we use simple present. Simple present tense. The plane to Madrid takes off at 6 a.m. every Saturday. Number 8. Not work nowadays. My project on science. I am not working on my science project nowadays. Number 9. Like you marshmallows? Question mark. Do you like marshmallows? And finally, number 10. Alicia now kitchen the cook in question mark. Is Alicia cooking in the kitchen now? And now our first lesson is complete. To get more information on this topic, please click the link down below. If you wish, you can purchase our B1, B2 Essential English Grammar book. Sign up for our course on Udemy or go to our MyEcho website for more activities and their solutions. See you in the next lesson. Bye bye. And I'm going to start the second lessons. And the second lesson is about intermediate level English action now non-action verbs. I'm going to start right now. Hello dear students, welcome back to our Michael B1, B2 intermediate level English lessons. The topic of our second lesson is action and non-action verbs. So let's begin. Non-action verbs can also be called status verbs. Non-action verbs are verbs that don't get the progressive or continuous structure. In other words, they don't get the ing ending on their verbs. On the other hand, action verbs are verbs that show or indicate action, and they can have the ing ending, the progressive structure on their verb. For example, an action verb, he is walking down the street. A non-action verb, she loves Toronto. Sarah is talking to Mike now. Mike hates Sarah. I am trying to solve the problem. I don't understand Banjo's accents. With one group, we have got the ing ending, and with the other, we don't. The easiest way to kind of recognize or notice the difference between action verbs and non-action verbs is that action verbs are observable, something we can see, whereas non-action verbs are unobservable, we can't see them. Some examples of non-action verbs are desire. I don't desire to go back to my country. Prefer. She prefers to stay here. Trust. Jessica trusts her students a lot. Fear. Right now, I don't fear anybody. Adore. Leon and the others adore math skills. Pity. Sarah pities the animals on the streets. Have. Mary has a huge house. Possessed. I don't possess a single DVD. Resemble. Carla resembles her mom a lot. Taste. The coffee tastes like dishwater. All of these are examples of non-actions or unobservable verbs. Let's have a look at some other common non-action verbs. The first group we have here are verbs of mental activity. So related to our mental state, think, imagine, know, hope, suspect, remember, expect, suppose, recognize, believe, mean, consider, forget, realize, wonder, understand, doubt, and accept. The next group will be verbs showing possession or interrelation. For example, have, belong, own, include, concern, depend, cost, consists, lack, weigh, possess, contain, measure, acquire, obtain, involves, owe, equal, fit, and suit. There are also some verbs of communication that are not that are non-action: acknowledge, agree, disagree, consent, deny, and accept. The next group of non-action verbs that we have are related to feeling and emotion. Forgive, gratify, envy, care, need, appeal, satisfy, fancy, desire, prefer, trust, fear, like, appreciate, feel, love, want, wish, despise, dislike, detest, hate, adore. There is another app. I'm going to close it right now. Okay, just give me a second. There is another ad. Okay, empathy. The next group of non-action verbs are verbs of perceptions: resemble, taste, notice, perceive, appear, sense, hear, seem, look, smell, sound, and see. And next we have verbs of existence: be, happen, live, exist, occur, and obtain. Some verbs are non-action verbs and action verbs, meaning they can be unobservable and observable. In this case, the meaning of the sentence is different, and it's important for us to look at the context of the sentence. Let's examine this with some examples. Think. Elizabeth is thinking about her bad exam results. Action verb in this case, so thinking ing. For think for not action, I think it's time for me to move on to the next step. See, I am seeing Mr. Anderson at 5 p.m. tomorrow. Or see, non-action, Monica sees now that her company will close soon. Taste? Taste, would you like to taste my cake? You will love it. Or, sushi doesn't taste like real fish. Have? They are having a great time in Arizona. And have non-actions. Michael and Sarah have twins. Smell. He is smelling the milk first, and smell non-actions. The stuff on the ground smells like gasoline. Feel? She is touching and feeling to understand the quality. Mercury feels like liquid, although it's metal for non-action. Appear? Romeo and Juliet is appearing on the 3rd of May, and non-actions you appear to be very happy. Appeal? They are appealing for clothes and blankets, and non-action this song appeals to the taste of the young and old. Consider the council is considering banning motor vehicles. Non-actions. We don't consider her to be the right person for the job. Mind? Don't worry, I am minding your bag, you can go. Non-actions? I don't mind what you wear. B. Anthony is being weird today. And non-action? He is a doctor in a city hospital. Weigh? The cashier is weighing the groceries at the checkout. In non-action, this satellite weighs 15 tons approximately. Look, I'm not looking at you. I am looking at someone else. Non-actions. You look sick. Please see a doctor. Mean? I'm meaning to call you at 4 p.m. today if I'm not busy. Non-action? What does this word mean? Include? Are you including yourself in this project team? Non-actions. The bill includes tax and service and they are depending on her. She won't let them down. And non-actions. Going to Mexico for our holiday depends on the costs. I'm sorry, there is another ad. Okay, it's almost done. I'm sorry. I need to pay you too. Depends on the cost. And that is everything about action and non-action verbs. Now let's do an activity together to make sure we all understand. So we have some sentences here and we have to choose the appropriate or the correct verb. Let's start with number 1. The little girl is smelling the roses in the garden now. Well, the now in the sentence help us understand that the little girl is smelling the roses in the garden now. Number 2, I am thinking, think he is very intelligent in drawing portraits. An opinion is a general statement. It's unobservable. I think he is very talented. Number 3, this traditional meal taste is tasting Great, I'm loving it. This traditional meal tastes great. I love or I am loving it. In this case, I think both are correct. Number 4. I am touching her forehead and checking her temperature. I am touching her forehead shows it's an action it's an action that I'm doing right now. It's observable. Checking her temperature. Number 5. The captain looks the captain looks or is looking out of his window at the ocean at the moment. The caption is looking. Number 6. Brandly never mind is one's physical appearance. That statement has an observable perspective. Brandy never minds one's physical appearance. Okay, thank you. I think that's all for today. See you tomorrow and have a good afternoon. Bye bye.